Zara Mitchell, a 38-year-old single mother, drove north with her 2 children to bury her estranged mother, Elaine Mitchell, in a quiet Connecticut town. Her daughter, Mia, 12, sat silently in the back seat, drawing the same crooked house over and over. Her older son, Aria, 17, stared out the window, earbuds in, disinterested. Elaine had lived alone for decades in a massive moss-covered farmhouse, the kind that looked older than the trees around it. When Zara arrived, no neighbors came. The funeral was attended by only a local priest and one man who never spoke, just watched from a distance. After the burial, they met Elaine's attorney at the farmhouse. "I'm sorry for your loss," the lawyer said, sliding a manila envelope across the table. "Your mother left very specific instructions." Inside was a rusty iron key, a deed to the house, and a single handwritten line on yellowing paper. "Blood must open the door. 5 nights under the moon. Then it begins." Zara laughed it off. Of course, classic mom. She hadn't spoken to her mother in 10 years, ever since Elaine accused her of breaking the line. But Mia had already started whispering to someone who wasn't there. They moved into the farmhouse that week. It was creaking, cold, and filled with antiques. The attic was nailed shut from the inside. The mirrors were all covered with black cloth. On the fireplace mantel sat a porcelain doll, dusky but oddly untouched. That night, Aria was woken by faint thumping above his room. The attic, again and again. It stopped when he stepped into the hallway, but when he looked down at the end of the hallway mirror, he saw someone standing behind him. A woman. Not his mother. The next morning, Zara found Mia drawing symbols on the kitchen wall with red crayon. Circles, lines, a kind of star, but not any star she recognized. When she asked who taught her that, Mia whispered, "The lady in the floor." Zara, now worried, opened her mother's old journal she'd found in a locked cabinet. Inside, she read about a ritual called the binding. Every 4th-generation girl in the family was meant to serve as a vessel. A passage said, 5 nights under the moon, and the door will open. She will become what we promised. Mia had just turned 12. And it was the first night. On night 2, Aria set up his phone to record Mia's room while she slept. At 3:05 a.m., the footage showed Mia sitting up suddenly. She climbed out of bed, opened the basement door, and vanished from view. Her eyes never blinked. Aria followed the exact path the next morning. In the basement, he discovered a wooden trap door covered in chalk drawings, the same symbols Mia had drawn. He tried to lift it. Locked. On night 3, they heard a baby crying inside the walls. Zara pried open the wall panel in the hallway and found a box filled with old bones, small like a child's. A black envelope on top read, "Elaine Mitchell, failed vessel, 1962. Zara finally accepted it. Her mother had been part of a cult that demanded her own granddaughter. On night 4, the doll was found sitting at the center of the attic, even though the attic was still nailed shut.
Zara called a local historian, a professor from Yale who specialized in folk rituals in New England. When she emailed him photos of the symbols, He called her in the middle of the night. "Those aren't symbols, they're seals, binding seals. You break even one of them, whatever was locked away can walk free. Do not let the girl enter the circle, not on the 5th night." That same night, Mia vanished again at 3:05 a.m. They found her barefoot in the basement, standing at the edge of the trapdoor, which was now wide open. Below it, a staircase, lit by flickering candles. A ritual chamber with 5 black cloaks hanging on the wall, and in the center, a red velvet cushion with Mia's name stitched into it. Zara screamed. Arya ran in and tried to pull Mia away, but she bit him. Her eyes were pitch black.
They dragged Mia out and locked the trapdoor. Zara burned the old journals, threw the doll into the fireplace, and poured salt around her daughter's bed. On the 5th night, all the house lights went out at exactly 3:05 a.m. The air became ice cold. The doll was back, completely untouched. They heard chanting from the basement. Mia was gone again. Zara and Arya ran downstairs, but the ritual had already begun. 5 shadowy figures surrounded Mia, who now floated above the cushion. Her mouth moved, but the voice that came out was Elaine's. "You broke the line, Zara, but I fixed it. She's ready." Zara grabbed Arya's lighter and flung it into the ritual circle. The flames whooshed upward, engulfing the shadowy forms. Mia fell to the ground unconscious. The shadows screamed, their voices splitting like broken glass. And just like that, the house fell silent. They moved away, never spoke of it again. Mia went back to school. The strange drawings stopped. Until one day, a year later, Zara found a crumpled paper in Mia's backpack. A drawing. The doll, the circle, the red cushion, and underneath it, in Mia's neat handwriting, "I still remember the words. I just haven't said them yet."